Um, we're live. So, how do I even go about this? I wrote down 3 points that I want to talk about tonight, and this is still an artist streaming platform. I'm still gonna sing a lullaby tonight, but if you want to catch me in La La Land, then you have to watch my YouTube channel or go to my YouTube channel. So the first thing I want to talk about tonight is what I'm grateful for. Today, I am grateful for driving in the rain. Oh, actually, I do have 3 things, and then I love. So I love how I'm receiving happiness through this time in my life. And I love something about me, about myself. What I love about me is that I'm very brave. I didn't really write a goal for today. I think my only goal was to help someone feel like they're not alone. So I hope I'm doing exactly that. So to be good company. Oh, I also put inspiration with a question mark. My inspiration today is peace. And today is Thursday, February 1st, 2024. It's 11:16. So I had these actual topics on my mind. So the first one was to help someone not journal alone. Hello, throat beans. So, what are you doing? So, I am gonna sing a lullaby tonight. I plan to be here for about an hour and just help someone out there, anyone, if they are having a bad day or a good day, whatever. Just be good company, because I know there's been plenty of days where I've had good company, and I just think to myself, like, there are so many people in this world who probably wish they had good company. And creative company. I love to make things, and I love to bring joy, and I like to entertain. And I think for a long time I've been entertaining my family, and I have been. Yet, I think I should share that joy with everyone else, which is what I'm doing. So this is day whatever of me spreading my joy. Okay, so the first thing was to journal. The second thing I want to talk about is loneliness. The third thing I want to do is sing a lullaby. I am on SoundCloud. Yeah, okay. So, the topic, loneliness. I think as a human being, a lot of people can endure loneliness. And I have some advice. Number one advice: do not seek to fill your loneliness with things that aren't going to help you elevate the person that you are from within. Like, you should not run to addiction. There's many people who would say seek therapy, but therapy comes in so many forms, and you are not alone. You are never alone, which is why I'm also here, because I know I'm not alone. So, with addiction, reasons why you don't want to run into having addiction. Okay, for example, you're lonely. You go out, you go to the bar, you have a drink. Okay, but then you do that for a year. But then in that time that you could have spent, instead of like the time that you could have spent drinking, which you are, you could have done something else. You could have done something else that truly brought you joy. Because when you do something that brings you joy, it grows. It grows onto others around you. It grows onto you and who you are becoming. And it helps the planet, the earth. It makes you think and see differently. Addiction. So that's just one. Okay, therapy. We're in a world where so many people want to have a therapist. But have you ever thought to yourself, well, let me put the idea in your mind. You can and you will pray. Praying about anything and everything can give you peace, can bring you out of your loneliness. It can give you strength. It can help you accomplish goals. Writing down physically as well a prayer can help you gather your thoughts and your emotions. We're humans. We have so many emotions. And there was one time in my life where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling this one way. And I was talking to a very kind woman at this time, and I spoke to her often. And that specific day, she advised me and told me, well, you are more than welcome to feel more than one emotion. And that's so true. And for that season in my life, I would just try to pinpoint like which one emotion was really taking over me. And majority of the time, it was actually like sadness or depression. And I have dealt with many sad days, but depression itself and the feeling of being depressed and the toll it takes on your body can be very grueling. So, it's okay to have more than one emotion. You are human on this planet. There are many ways that you can express those emotions, including anger, including all the emotions that may seem bad. But the reason why I bring therapy as my number 2 under my loneliness topic tonight is because when I spoke about addiction first and then therapy, it's because even if you were to seek therapy in a traditional sense and talk to another person, you can, you have free will to do whatever aside from therapy. So I always say to others, like, yes, you can have talk therapy, but are you clear? Like, are you clear of um, your bad emotions? The ones that there's emotions that even like happiness can bring a person like a lot of pain because maybe that person hasn't experienced happiness. That's just an example. So I always say, okay, before you go to talk therapy, are your emotions and are you logically like in a place where you can also help yourself? Because it's the will in you that helps you grow, that helps you move the thought of those bad emotions into then accepting those bad emotions to be good emotions. And I'm not saying like, oh, doing bad things can be a good thing. No, I'm saying not that. I'm saying your emotions are yours. How are you going to own them? How are you going to take care of them? It all leads to you creating a space and a mindset where then you can have therapy, but in other ways. And so with loneliness, you are not alone. The whole world deals with loneliness from time to time. We're moving into a time in the world where loneliness is becoming more prominent in everyone's life. And so I want you to know you're not alone. No matter how many people around can say you're not alone, genuinely, you're not alone. For me, I believe in having the presence of yourself, your consciousness, and the spirit within you. Now, I'm not going to leave it with just those words of loneliness and addiction and therapy, and then therapy, and then the things you can do for therapy. You can continue on and listen to me and be advised that I'm going to give a lot of tips here and also an insight on my own life. So there's talk therapy. But before you seek talk therapy, ask yourself, is there something I can do with these emotions in a positive way, in a good way, in a way that can help me move forward? Second, in therapy, breathe. literally take 10 seconds to just breathe. Like 10 seconds, you hold your breath. And I will do this right now. You blow or release yourself and go. And then you breathe in. And you hold it for 10 seconds. I say it's good to do that for like 30 seconds. So like half a minute. And if it does become a minute, that's okay too. There's not really a rule with breathing. It just happens because your brain. Anyways, another thing with therapy, you can write, not journal, but write something nice if you're feeling lonely. For example, when I am lonely, I feel this, and then say today. Then write down, I will blank in my loneliness. And it has to be something like positive. It looks like this. So, when I am lonely, I feel blank today. I will blank in my loneliness. For me, let's see what I'll put. When I am lonely, I didn't really feel lonely today. I felt like so many things were following me. But when I'm lonely, I feel like a light. I'm gonna put that, like a light. And I will be a light in my loneliness. A light. So now it looks like this. I hope you could read that. Let's see. So when I am lonely, I feel like a light today. I will be a light in my loneliness. You could literally write anything. You could be like, when I'm lonely, I feel like dead today. And then you could put like, I will be alive in my loneliness. Even if it doesn't make sense, it's okay. But this is just an example. So another thing with therapy, you can doodle. You can draw something. Like today, I didn't draw anything in my journaling. I always put like happy doodle. So my happy doodle today is going to be a surprise here. I'll draw it because this is what has been on my mind. I love the ocean. And so today I've just been thinking about like fish and how cute they are. I don't know, nothing else really brings me more peace than to float in very salty water. This might not make sense, but it's okay. I drew fish because with a hand because I like fish a lot. Okay. So another thing with therapy, I don't know, like if you're not a book, if you're not a reader and you don't like to read books, that's okay. But I highly recommend picking 2 books that you really, really love. Right now, I like this book. It's called Fervent. It's a woman's battle for serious, specific, and strategic prayer. I I have had a very long journey with my spiritual life, and I can honestly say I am spiritually enlightened. I believe in the holy manifestations of God. I believe in the power of tongues. I believe in the power of believing and having love and hope. I believe in the Holy Spirit. I believe in the crucifixion, and I believe in every good thing that has been and will be to come. I'll read a portion of this book. This is perfect. This is about your fears, and I even have like a Polaroid here of me in my grandma's room. Yeah, my Grandma Maria. Shout out Grandma Maria. Let's see. So this one chapter was about like facing your fears, and I think I don't care. Just joking. I don't know. It's so hard for me to like resonate with some of these things some days. Okay. We're gonna pick a good one. I think this one is good. I will give you the right words and such wisdom that none of your opponents will be able to reply or refute you. That's a good one. So like you can take something from even this book that I just read that portion of and put it into a note. Like I have notepads here. it gives you peace or some kind of, you know, bravery into your day for the next day, for your evening, for your morning, then why not? This one's about purity. Oh, I like this one. It says, walk by the Spirit, and you will not carry out the desire of the flesh. Which can be so hard because there's so many things that I like to do, and they are definitely sinful. Like, I like to drink, and I gave up drinking last year. Like, drinking as in, like, drinking, like, immensely. Because when I drink, oh man, it's a party. Like, I rage, like, so hard. This one is good too. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart, my portion forever. I think we're all like a portion of God, which is so beautiful. Because as long as you have faith, as long as you remember that the will in you is full of faith, then you can go on your days and be brave. Okay, so my second book that I like is, where's my second book? It's on my shelf, and I will get it. I thought it was here, but it's not here. It's been a while. No one look at my shorts. Okay. So the second book that I absolutely love, a book that always never fails to like give me a smile. I mean, that book does give me a smile, but it's sometimes hard to like be all happy and giddy when like you're not all happy and giddy and be like, God, can I be like happy and giddy now? And then you're like, no, I can't be. But it's like you can. It's just your will at that moment is you telling yourself you can't. You're reading chat? I don't know how to read chat, honestly. You know, I've been here before, and I read chat. You said, sup, what are you doing? And then you said you're reading chat. No, I don't even know what that means. Anyways, so another book that can help, we're still on the topic of therapy, is, and I was going off on having, at least 2 books that you really love, because I technically only have like 2 books I really love. I've thrown away so many books. Well, I also have some other books too from like college and stuff, but that's from before. And my ex has my knockoff Parsons, but that's okay. I have faith that I will get another Parsons and it'll be the real Parsons book. Okay, so the other book I really love is Alice in Wonderland, like paperback from Lewis Carroll. And this one is Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. I love this book. This book, I don't know, it's just like so crazy. See, I'll read this one. Chapter 8. And this is what I just like opened to. The Queen's Croquet Ground. And then there's a little picture there. And if you have ever seen like the movie version of this book, then you know that the cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spades. I never really realized that. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of spades. So it says, a large rose tree stood near the entrance of the garden. The roses growing on it were white, but there were 3 gardeners at it. There were 3 gardeners at it, busily painting them red. Alice thought, this is a very curious thing, and she went nearer to watch them. And just as she came up to them, she heard one of them say, look out now, 5. Don't go splashing paint over me like that. I couldn't help it, said 5 in a sulky tone. 7 jogged my elbow. On which 7 looked up and said, that's right, 5. Always lay the blame on others. You'd better not talk, said 5. I heard the Queen say only yesterday you deserve to be beheaded. What for? Said the one who had spoken first. I love the Red Queen. She's just a lot like me. When I'm not happy, I actually get things done quicker. Just like such a weird thing about me, but you gotta push through your pain somehow, and that's mine. But it's really cute. The Queen, ends up, well, if you don't know, I'm gonna let you know. The Queen invites Alice to her special croquet game, and Alice is given a flamingo. And I love flamingos. They remind me of the San Diego Zoo and also Little Peep's album. Yeah, it's pretty fun stuff. Ooh, I love this one too. The Mock Turtle Story. Have you ever heard of mock turtle soup? So gross. Honestly though. Another fun thing about this book is that Humpty Dumpty is in Through the Looking Glass. Let's see if I can find him. Well, I can't find him right now. Not meant to be. But I did find the Jabberwocky. That's the part about the Looking Glass that I love. Or Through the Looking Glass is because Alice fights the Jabberwocky. And look at that. Like, who would want to fight that? I would. Which is what she technically does. So, what else? Another, therapy thing that I like to do is, aromatherapy. So I collect a bunch of, miniature, perfumes. And, I have all kinds. But my favorite one is a Mediterranean one. And it came with a blue stone attached to the top. And when I say miniature perfumes, I genuinely mean they're small collectible perfumes. I collect small perfumes. Sometimes they're really nice. Sometimes they're just perfumes. They all smell like water to me at the end of the day. They all become water anyway, right? Or made out of water. Yeah. Another thing with therapy, aside from doodling, is just painting. So I will give an example of that as well. So I'm going to pick out 3 colors. I mean, you could also just do 1 color. That makes you happy. I'm gonna choose 3 colors though that make me feel like calm and serene. I want this. So this one is called Blue Kazoo. And these are just like $1 or $2 from Walmart. And I've always been into like painting and creating paintings since I was a very, very little girl. So painting has always been a part of me. I have done a lot with my paintings. So this is one method, and I call this just color therapy, really. So you just put like a dot, two dots on the page. And I don't know if there's an actual name for this type of therapy, but we're just gonna go with it. I threw away a lot of brushes recently because I went on a trip and I was letting kids, like very dear kids to my heart, like paint with my supplies, and some of it got a little crusty, but some brushes, like these kinds of brushes, I really love because I like to have things very like precise. It's just a flat brush. This is specifically for acrylic paint. If you paint with oil, you want to have an oil paintbrush. And I know TikTok is a thing, so you can always like look up painting on there. I haven't really done it much. I've mostly just check up on like old friends or like watch like cute snacks, or my favorite thing to watch as of lately is koi fish, because in Indonesia there's, and specifically from the island of Sulawesi, they practice a lot of like magic there, and a lot of people there live spiritually, and there's many people who are Christian, many people who identify as Catholic, many people who identify as being Christian and Catholic, and there's also the like music scene out there, and it's just like so hype. Like I think it's still most definitely growing, and I have a big love for the underground here in America. So when I found out there was underground music in Sulawesi, primarily North Sulawesi, I listened to so much of the music, and I was like, I I can't wait for this to grow. It's so good. It's just so much fun. I highly recommend listening to the music, underground music from Indonesia, if you really like to rage. Okay, so, and it's just like happy rage music, which is like the fun part about it. It's like this whole different like side of like their take on the underground, and they are underground, so it's like cool and it's very fun, uplifting. Okay, so I put 3 dots here. See, these are my dots, and you're just gonna like take and see, I already placed it there. I'm not gonna move my brush anywhere else. I'm just gonna create like shapes. I'm gonna see where this takes me. I have no idea. Oh shoot! See, I took, and it's kind of fun because you're like, oh shoot, I took off the brush, and it's like, yeah, you did. Don't. Oh, this is actually kind of cool. I can make kind of like a something with this, but I think. See, I took off my brush again, but the point is not to take off the brush. So, just painting. I don't really know what I'm creating actually. But it's like frustrating and also calming. So it's like it's like very good to do. Very, very, very relaxing. But also hard because you're like, you have to keep this here and then you have to just like go with it, like go with the flow. So my paintbrush is pretty much done. There's like not much paint left. I call this jellyfish in transition. And I'll sign it too. Okay. Sign here. So that's the name of this. It's called Jellyfish in Transition. Sometimes I feel like a jellyfish. Like I'm just floating around and I'm like, here's my meal. Here's my meal. I actually kind of sounded sad. But I'm also dancing. And I'm probably singing. Because all I hear is like the ocean swaying around. Okay. Well shoot, now this is drying. Okay, well, I can go on about like more therapy stuff, but along with You Are Not Alone, I have not eaten dinner yet, and it is not an hour yet, so I'm gonna eat, and then I guess this stream can go on for a little bit more than an hour, which is okay with me for tonight. Actually no, I could just eat after, but I got this salad from Wendy's. It's just chicken and lettuce because I don't like anything else. Right now, I have like no appetite because I've had too much on my mind. And it's pretty much like just placing like a stillness into each thing I do because I always like to have that portion of me in everything that I do. Yeah. Okay, so what kind of song am I gonna sing today? I don't know. Or maybe I'll just play like a song